life after jobs. What humans do in 2180 when AI does everything. What if I told you that in the year 2180, most humans no longer have jobs? Not because something went wrong, not because society collapsed, but because everything humans used to do is now done better, faster, and safer by AI. Machines built entire cities in a single day. They design perfect homes based on your emotions. They manage food systems so efficiently that hunger becomes a forgotten word. They cure diseases before symptoms even appear. They even predict disasters years ahead and stop them before they happen. At some point, the world didn't just become automated, it became fully self-running. And that's when humanity faced the question it never truly prepared for. If AI does everything, what do humans do now? At first, it felt like freedom. No alarms for work, no stress about bills, no long hours just to survive. A global system called universal income ensures every person has food, shelter, healthcare, education, and comfort. No one is left behind. No one struggles for survival. It sounds like paradise. A world every generation before 2100 dreamed about. But something unexpected begins to happen. People start feeling empty. Not because they lack things, but because they lack direction. For thousands of years, human life had one silent structure: wake up, survive, work, earn, repeat. Now that structure is gone, and without it, many people don't know what to hold on to anymore. And slowly, a strange feeling spreads across the world. Not hunger, not war, not poverty, but something far quieter. A deep internal confusion. People start asking themselves, if I don't need to work, then why am I here? At first, it's just a few voices, then millions, then billions, quietly thinking the same question. In the early decades of this new world, humanity tries everything. Some people escape into virtual worlds so advanced that they feel more real than reality itself. They live entire lifetimes in simulations. They become heroes, explorers, creators of infinite worlds. Some people travel endlessly across the planet, trying to feel something new. Some dive into art, music, painting, poetry. Some choose silence, spending days without speaking to anyone. And some do nothing at all. They just exist. And that's where the problem slowly becomes visible. By the year 2140, researchers officially name it the purposelessness crisis, a global emotional condition. Not a disease of the body, but a disease of meaning. It spreads quietly through societies where survival is no longer a concern. People are not sick in the traditional sense, but they feel like something essential is missing from their existence. A strange sadness that cannot be explained by logic. A life that is perfect on the outside, but hollow inside. And the most painful question keeps repeating in human minds. If everything is done for me, what is left for me to do? But humanity has always been strange like this. Even in crisis, it evolves. And so instead of collapsing, the world begins to change again. Slowly, something new appears. People start creating roles that were never considered jobs before. They are called meaning professions. Not for survival, not for money, but for emotional purpose. People become storytellers again. Not to sell books, not to become famous, but because stories help people feel connected to being alive. Some become philosophers of daily life. They don't give answers. They help others ask better questions. Some become community builders, not building cities or infrastructure, but building emotional bridges between lonely humans in a hyper-connected world. Some become grief companions, a deeply important role, because even in a perfect world, people still lose those they love. Even when life is longer, safer, healthier, death still exists. And in those moments, someone is needed, not to fix the pain, but to sit with it, to understand it, to remind others that sadness is still part of being human. Some become memory keepers. They help people preserve stories of their ancestors, not in data files, but in emotional narratives that future generations can feel. And slowly, something begins to shift. People start realizing something profound. Even though AI can do everything, it cannot feel life the way humans do. It cannot feel heartbreak that changes a person forever. It cannot feel love that makes no logical sense. It cannot feel loss that reshapes the entire meaning of existence. And suddenly, humanity becomes rare in a new way. Not because it is superior, but because it is emotionally unique. Still, the crisis does not disappear completely. Because even in this new world, millions of people continue to struggle. Some wake up every day with no motivation, no pressure, no responsibilities. And somehow that becomes the problem. Because pressure once gave structure, and now without it, many people feel like they are floating in the middle of endless comfort, but with no direction. And so education changes completely. Schools are rebuilt from the ground up. They no longer focus on careers, because careers are no longer needed for survival. Instead, children are taught something far deeper. They are taught how to find meaning. Imagine a classroom where no one asks, "What job will you become?" Instead, they ask, "What kind of life makes you feel alive?" Children learn emotional intelligence as a core subject. They learn how to sit with silence without fear. They learn how to understand sadness instead of escaping it. They learn how to communicate deeply instead of just efficiently. They learn how to handle joy, grief, confusion, loneliness, all of it. Because in this future world, emotional awareness becomes more important than technical skill. And yet, even after all of this, one question still remains. The hardest question of all. If AI can think better, build faster, calculate perfectly, what is left for humans? And slowly, over time, the answer becomes clearer. Humans were never meant to compete with machines. They were never meant to be the fastest thinkers or most efficient builders. They were meant to experience life, to feel it fully, to live inside moments that cannot be optimized. Because even in a world built by perfect intelligence, only humans can feel nostalgia for a moment that just passed. Only humans can cry at something that never physically happened. Only humans can laugh in a moment that makes no logical sense at all. Only humans can look at the sky and feel something they cannot explain in words. And maybe that was always the real purpose. Not productivity, not survival, but meaning. And now imagine this world for a moment. You wake up in 2180. There is no alarm, no pressure, no job waiting for you, no fear of failure, just life. And in that life, the biggest question is no longer, what do I have to do today? But instead, what do I want to feel today? Some people choose creation. Some choose exploration. Some choose learning the depth of consciousness itself. Some choose to live quietly in nature, observing existence like a long breath. And some still struggle, because absolute freedom can feel overwhelming, like standing in an endless open space with no walls to guide you. So even in 2180, life is not perfect, but it is deeply human. And maybe that is what evolution was always leading toward. Not a world without problems, but a world where problems shift from survival to meaning. And now let me ask you something real. If you had everything you ever needed, food, shelter, safety, time, and you never had to work again, what would you become? Would you feel free? Or would you feel lost? Take a moment and think about it. Because maybe this future is already quietly forming around us. And the way we think about purpose today is already shaping the world of tomorrow. Before we end this journey, if this story made you think differently, feel something deeper, or imagine the future in a new way, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us create more meaningful stories like this. And maybe one day, in a world where AI does everything, it will be human stories like this that remind us what it means to feel alive. Thank you for listening.